And one final question, Mr. Bryant. What do you see that makes this trader so special?
I see a calmness. There's a serious calmness about him, which is extremely deadly. Right? Because he's not up, he's not down, he's not contemplating what just happened before or worrying about what's to come next. He's just there.
All right, I'm long inside of this fair value gap. Looking to take a small partial above this high. All right, I'm going short here. Come on now, that's too easy.
I come on record and tell y'all, when it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best.
I'm buying this fair value gap. I'll take that.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Let's go. Let go. Gonna have some fun here this morning. Starting a little earlier than usual, but I'm feeling good. I didn't feel like waiting. Oh man, let's go. What's up? Good morning. It's gonna be a great morning. Let's do this thing. Real quick, slap on some levels on the chart. All-time highs. And the NASDAQ is within striking distance. Up here at 22,450. We're just jumping straight into it. All right, we have our current new day opening gap here, and then we have another new day opening gap there as well. Go to a 15-minute chart. Slap on that midnight open. There we go. Don't know what that noise is in the back. Who knows? All right, so working that midnight opening price, buy side above this high, and NASDAQ all-time highs. I think we can get that this morning. We'll see what we do in the opening range in the first 30 minutes. But that is less than 200 handles away. I think we can see that today. I think it's possible. But let's go. How's everybody's weekend? 3-day weekend. President's Day. Let's see who we got in here. Let's see. Need to Get Rich, Joseph, London, Harry, Cruz, Hafar, Stephen, Ryan, Hashira, Myron. Who else? Alif, Simon, Alion, if I'm saying that right. Apologize if I'm not. Cicelo, KJ, Brandon, Frank, Marius, Crack Music, Maddie. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do this thing. So as of right now, we're in the 850 to 910 macro. All I see right now is we've worked the midnight open, which is a discount, traded up, down close candle supporting price, down close candles, that opening price being used as support here. So I'm watching to see if NASDAQ wants to make a run for the short-term buy side. Let's do a quick analysis on dollar real quick. Real quick, you can see S&P high here, all-time highs here. Be interesting to see if we can get that today. Dow kind of just hanging around in its consolidation. Here's dollar index. All right, we're trading inside of this fair value gap. Let's just go to a 15-minute chart. So dollar at the moment as well is also looking bullish. Today's the day after a bank holiday, so I don't have crazy high expectations for price, which is why we're doing a tape reading stream here. But dollar looks like it may want its short-term high. We've already taken it out, but we may want to get above that. We also have buy side up here. Preferably, I would like to see the dollar and NASDAQ have an inverse relationship, but on a day like today, coming off a bank holiday, if those two are moving together, then I'm accepting that. It's okay. But let's go to a 5-minute chart. All right, we have a mitigation block with this up close candle, your low, your high, and your higher low. Last up close candle is a mitigation block. Fair value gap. 2 down close candles is an order block, and we're looking for the minor buy side above these highs. See if we can get that. And let's go to a 1-minute chart. Here, we'll do this way. I'm watching to see if we can get above our new day opening gap. This is the new day opening gap that's formed near the all-time highs on NQ. If you go to your daily chart, you'll see that. And let's put our handy dandy thingamabob. We'll just put it right there. There you go. Lifetime access, Discord, all that shebang. That should answer all the questions, so that way I don't have to keep answering the questions during the stream about that. Let's look at gold real quick. Haven't taken a look at gold in a while. Gold has been moving really clean this past month. Daily chart has just been beautiful, one directional. A lot of days having that power of 3. And even today so far is moving nicely. All right. So when I see something meaningful on NASDAQ, we will address it. But right now, I'm just looking for the potential buy side at 22,320. And I want to see us get above this new day opening gap and treat it as support. Along with these series of up close candles. Again, this makes up your mitigation block on your 5-minute chart. So right there, low, high, higher low, low, high, higher low. These series of up close candles is all one mitigation block. Let's go. If your new day opening gap is different, you're probably not on the micros, and you may have settlement turned on. That's really the only thing. I'm on the micro contract. All right, so we've been working this discount fair value gap, and again, we're looking for minor buy side. I want to see if we can get a nice closure above the new day opening gap, and if we touch it, then we use that as support. And then this fair value gap here, I want to see if we treat that as a breakaway gap. So now in this instance, I wouldn't want to see us come down to the new day opening gap, because we just formed a fair value gap with this candle's closure. We're in this small little consolidation, fair value gap leaving that. This is when I would prefer to see that stay open. And I'm watching to see if we want to make a run for the buy side. And we're also in that 850 to 910 macro. So if there was any, if there was a time where I would want to see movement in price, it would be within these 20-minute macros. So let's outline that and see if we could get a price run to the buy side. So ideally, if NASDAQ is looking like this, I would want S&P to look bullish as well. I would like Dow to show something looking bullish. Right now, it's kind of just meandering around. And then the main thing for me is I would want dollar index to show weakness. Right now, it doesn't show, it's not giving me any signs that it wants to go lower, so we're not going to force that idea. We have buy side up here for dollar. So I'm kind of going into this morning session with a soft bias with low expectations. We already have a market environment where the dollar and NASDAQ is not moving in opposite directions, which is something I look to. We already got our first troll in the comments. Good morning, Jared. Bright and early, I see. Glad to have you. Let's go. That word furu, it's so overused at this point. But glad to have you in the stream. I think you'll learn something here. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I use SMT. I don't use it with every single trade. I don't require SMT to get into a trade, but I do use it. I do use it. Bro woke up and chose violence. Bro woke up and didn't eat his Cheerios this morning. That's what happened. Somebody didn't eat their Lucky Charms. It's okay. I would be grouchy too if I didn't get my bowl of Lucky Charms. I would join somebody else's live stream and start talking mess. Absolutely. Can't be mad at them. So getting a nice little pump. We have the opening bell in about 30 minutes. And once 9:30 gets here, we're going to pretty much clean off our charts a little bit and just watch the opening range, see what we do in the first 30 minutes, see how we can use that first presented fair value gap, and then we'll go from there. We'll probably stay on till about 11, depending on how price is looking. If it's still moving, if we still have targets past 11 o'clock, then 11:30 at the latest. But for now, I think 11 o'clock is a good time to get off, about 2 hours. Pocket watching is crazy. I don't use any indicators except for these session indicators to highlight the sessions when I do the market reviews in the Discord and all that. I use the indicators. And when I post the daily screenshots, show your broker statement, dude. Show your broker statement. I don't even know who you are. My mom doesn't even see my broker statements. Who are you? I tell you, man, people are funny. Show your broker statement, so you're a fraud. Okay. I trade live in front of hundreds of people every morning. Nowhere to hide, my man. If I was a fraud, I'd be on Iman Trades, Eman's account already, his channel, whatever, however you say his name. Tremaine Trades exposed. live. Here's the proof. It's not there. It's not there, chat. Ugh. Oh, man. All right, let's go. So I'm looking at a 2-minute chart, and I'm watching this fair value gap, see if that could take us into the buy side. Whenever I go to a 2-minute chart is usually when the 1-minute candlesticks are looking a little, not sloppy, but there's no clean inefficiency here. We have a volume imbalance, but there's more wicks, bodies, wicks, volume imbalance. But if you go to your 2-minute chart, this fair value gap is a little bit more obvious. So that's the one I'm watching, and I want to see if that can take us into the buy side. Again, we're inside of that 850 to 910 macro. So I want to see that potentially offer support. But at the same time, I am kind of cautious because I'm looking at the Dow. The Dow right now is not looking too bright to the upside. S&P kind of just consolidating. And then again, the main thing I'm looking at is dollar index, because if dollar index is looking strong and bullish, preferably I would want to see lower prices in NASDAQ. But coming off a bank holiday, I'm understanding that that may not be the case. What do you think to one trade a day, win or lose? That's a great approach to trading. Most times I only take 1 trade a day, 2 trades a day. That's all you need. Sometimes I take 1 trade a week. That's it. That's all you need. On my live account, at least. Like, let's say I was trading today and I caught a win and I met my weekly objective. I'm done live trading I'm done on my live account for the week, and I'll just trade paper on the live streams for educational purposes and whatnot. But 1 trade, 2 trades a day is literally all you need. We're gonna get Jared out of here to let's see. We'll put Jared, you'll get put in timeout for just 5 minutes. It's not permanent. That's enough time to fix you a bowl of Cheerios and come back. I'm a nice guy. I ain't gonna do you like that. Yeah, go get a little snack. You know, maybe a little sippy cup or something, and then come right back. 5 minutes. I just be having fun. Don't take me too serious, man. I'm just coming out here live streaming, doing tape reading, that's all. I just be having fun with it. Today's a no trade day for me. Had a nice 3-day weekend. Had a great Valentine's Day with the lady. Just having fun. I'm still watching this 2-minute fair value gap to see if we use that as support or if we lose it. Because if we get beneath it, especially if we get beneath this low, then that would be possibly telling me that S&P and Dow are leading the way for lower prices, and NASDAQ may want to follow, because the Dow doing the complete opposite. Delete. I need to get this. This needs to go like 1-minute chart only. So 5-minute chart for NQ. 5-minute chart for Dow. So we have NASDAQ going higher, Dow going lower, dollar index going higher. That's not a market condition that I really like to trade in. And then you have S&P range bound as of right now. I like the feedback, the body staying and respecting the volume imbalance, which is resting in the upper half of that 2-minute fair value gap. Jet Jaguar, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out Tanya. Great trader, great streamer. Got a lot of respect for Tanya. 100%. I'm watching this down close candle. I want to see if that can act as a bullish order block. I really don't want to see us come down and take out this low. If we do that, then my thought process is NASDAQ may be getting weak and wants to match the weakness of Dow and S&P. But if this candle supports price, see how we just trade beneath it. If this candle were to support price, then I'm looking for the buy side up here. But we've been hanging around this inefficiency here. And it's based on a 2-minute chart, using a 2-minute chart, because the 1 minute, there's nothing really clean in here other than this fair value gap. But again, we said we wanted to see that stay open and be treated as a breakaway gap. So I'm not really looking at that for an entry or really any supporting factor other than I wanted to see it stay open. So that's why I'm opting for this fair value gap here. What do you think about Zusi? I don't know. I don't really watch other traders like that. What do you think about Naughty? I don't know these people. Nautilus? I don't know who that is. I just be staying in my lane, bro. Just trying to chill, make money, help other people make money, and take care of my family, take care of my girl. That's all I'm here to do. And have a little bit of fun along the way. Beautiful reaction there. I would have preferred to see this order block. Well, technically it still did. Instead, I was looking at the opening price to the high of the wick. The bodies respecting the opening price. The wicks doing some damage, trading back to the 2-minute fair value gap. But what we're going to do is, if we tag the buy side, then I'll do another one of those quick little journal entries for my study. You have the fair value gap here, then the breakaway gap, then the 2-minute gap. And then this down close candle, which I'm treating as a potential bullish order block. And I want to see if we could get a run towards buy side. And then that would be a pretty nice trade idea. A nice scalp between your 850 to 910 macro. For those who've been in the live streams for a while, you know that the 850 to 910 macro is one of my favorite macros as far as pre-market. It usually just always gives a nice bread and butter scalp. So we've tagged the rejection block. Yes, we have buy side above this high, but notice where all the bodies here are resting. Okay, highest closing price in this swing high is your rejection block, so we've tagged that there. We have midpoint of this wick, hitting it there. That's consequent encroachment, which comes in at 22,317. 317.50. Right there. And we'll label that. Five-minute premium wick, consequent encroachment, and then you have your rejection block. All of these regions would be partials for me if I were to be long in anything down here. The rejection block would be a small partial, midpoint of the wick, and then the buy side. Whenever we have the bodies relatively in the same spot, but we have a lot of wicks above that, I'm looking to take off a good partial at the rejection block because the bulk of the volume is in the bodies of the candle. So that wick, yes, there's buy side above it, but I'm looking at the bodies, which is the highest closing price there. And that is your 5-minute rejection block. So everything is looking good for bullish order flow. Middle line here. We have this fair value gap include the volume imbalances. Okay. This should be the wick. So we have the fair value gap. You can see the bodies respecting midpoint of it. The wicks doing the damage, doing the damage, doing the damage, but the body staying in the upper half. Then we trade up. We said we have a fair value gap that just formed here. We want to see that stay open, treat it as a breakaway gap. Do we trade down into it? Nope. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see this traded to. I said I'm not really seeing that to be used as an entry or anything of that sort. Once we close on this candle here, I don't want to see that traded to. That should stay open. So what do we have in this price leg that could send price higher if we don't want to see us come back down here? Well, yes, we have a volume imbalance, and you can see the body's respecting that nicely. There. And there. Let's go ahead and do that. So we have a volume balance there. Nice. But if you go to your 2-minute chart, why a 2-minute chart? Because nothing in here is a clean, obvious, easy to spot fair value gap. So when that's the case, I'll just jump up a time frame, and there's your 2-minute fair value gap, and you still have the same volume imbalance there. And then you're watching for order flow. Do we leave the lower half of that fair value gap open? If we do, that signs a bearish order flow. We do. Trade up. Midpoint of the wick on the 5-minute chart, that's a partial. And then obviously buy side would be your best case scenario, but rejection block, wick, buy side. Those are 3 targets. ES is looking devious. Let's look at ES. What's ES doing? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Dow still working lower. Dow's not showing anything of bullishness. We are trading inside of this fair value gap here. I'm watching this down close candle for Dow. It's a breaker. You have your high, low, higher high. So if we were to trade up into that, we have a fair value gap coupled with it. I'll be watching to see if that takes us lower. If we manage to get above it, then that tells me that we may want the buy side here. So I'm watching this down close candle for Dow. 5-minute chart, 805. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's do that. This is getting in the way, isn't it? It's fine. BSES, that's what they call it. I'd still rather see buy side ran out, by the way. Well, yes, we did tag the wick, and you can see the body's respecting that nicely. But I would like this up here, because if we work lower from here, obviously we can do that with Dow looking heavy to the downside. But if we were to work lower, then all we're doing is leaving relative equal highs in place. And I'd rather not see that. And it's the same thing here on the 15-minute chart as far as that rejection block. Yes, we have buy side above this high, but all the bodies are staying right here. And the bulk of the volumes in the bodies of the candle. So when we stab up into that, that should be a partial. We're still engaging liquidity there. The wicks is the smallest piece of price action, minuscule piece of price action. But I'd rather us not leave relative equal highs. If we do want to go lower, I would want to see a stab above the buy side, clear that out, and then we'll see if we can go from there. But I wouldn't want them to leave that in place this morning. Let's do this here. What's your narrative AM session? I like all-time highs in NASDAQ. When we get that this morning, I have to see what the opening range does. I want to see what we do between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, and that'll give me some insight. So we're trading back down into that 2-minute fair value gap. And my logic is still the same as far as I prefer to see this fair value gap, this small one, stay open. I still don't want to see that traded too. So my focus is this inefficiency and this volume imbalance. And again, I'm still looking for buy-side liquidity. I'm not convinced that our job is done up here. I don't want them to leave a double top in the market, so looking for that. No, I'm live trading tomorrow. I took today and yesterday off. I didn't trade on President's Day. And then not trading today, which is why we're doing a public stream on YouTube. But I'm back live trading for the Discord members tomorrow through Friday. No, I don't trade before 9:30. Most times I trade after 10 o'clock. On a few occasions, I'll trade between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, but I don't trade before 9:30. I'm usually like in the shower or something. Yeah, this is a free live stream, a public stream. Because normally every other Monday I'll do a public stream on YouTube, but with yesterday being a bank holiday, we're gonna do it today. So it's a public stream. This one isn't private. What are you talking about, that 850 macro? I'm trying to tell you, that 850 macro, 850 910, you can find you a nice bread and butter, quick little scalp really often. I do not drink coffee. Coffee is we know what coffee is. It's disgusting. Just straight liquid cigarettes. That's what coffee is. I'm gonna pass. It's a no for me, dog. All I got is a nice cold glass of water, and that wakes me up. Yesterday's price action straight from the homework. I'm trying to tell you, homework assignments becoming in clutch. Liquid cigarettes is nasty. Nasty. So now that trading inside this inefficiency, deep inside the 2-minute fair value gap. Here, this down close candle is a bullish order block. Anything beneath that, that's kind of like my last line of defense for higher prices. And that's based on a 2-minute chart. On a 1-minute chart, this down close candle is my last line of defense for higher prices, meaning if we were to get beneath that, then in my opinion, NASDAQ is weak, and we may want to revisit this at a later time. But as long as we stay above this down close candle, I think we could still see buy side. So this is what I'm watching. Coffee and cigarettes. We got Elon Musk in the chat. That's crazy. Shouldn't you be making like spaceships or something? I've studied ICT's 2023, 2024, 2025 playlist. A little bit of the core content. A little bit of the 2022 playlist, but not much. You hear my stomach growling. Again, I'm watching this down close candle here. Seeing if we lose that. Check on the Dow real quick. Even S&P is rotating lower now. So with S&P, it was stalling, consolidating for quite a bit, breaking lower. The Dow has been heavy all morning. The NASDAQ was really the only indice looking bullish at the time. We talked about the rejection block, midpoint of the wick. And now it's looking like it may be catching up to what the other indices are doing, which is getting a rotation lower. And then if we look at dollar index, to me, the order flow still looks bullish. Opening bell in about 7 minutes. Let's go back. And then once we get to the opening range, like I said, we're going to clear all this stuff off. We're going to watch the first 30 minutes, get our first presented fair value gap, and then we're going to use that to frame some ideas. Problem with ICT is he has a ton of videos. That's good. That's good that ICT has a ton of videos. That means there's a lot of opportunity for you to get better and study. Just got to put the work in. Opening bell in about 6 minutes. So we got a deeper retracement than what I would have liked. I still, if I'm being honest, I'm being a little stubborn with the buy side. I still want to see this tagged, even though even though Dow and S&P are looking pretty heavy to the downside, falling short of the buy side by just 3 handles, not even 2 handles. In my opinion, we're leaving traders off the hook by not taking out that high. We'll see if 930 gives us a little volatility injection to spike us up into that. If not, it's fine. Then we'll start looking for something going lower. But that buy side is a little too smooth. Opening prices and all that, we'll put that on after the opening bell. No, I didn't forget about it. ICT ditching us again. Classic ICT. ICT is doing everything for free. I don't get why he gets hate. Like, if he wants to take a whole month away from the Telegram or whatever, like, bro, he has a wife, kids. Like, he's chilling. Like, if he was charging for stuff and he goes ghost, then that's different, because like people are paying you and you're just disappearing. But like, bro, he just celebrated his anniversary with him and his wife. I think he said, like, you know, as a grown man, he got a lot of stuff going on. Let me check the economic calendar, because I haven't really see what news we have planned for today. So we really don't have much. Nothing really. Trump speaking, tentative. And we have Trump speaking later tonight at 9 o'clock. Asia should give a nice little setup around then. So, not really much as far as the economic calendar goes. So now that we've gotten beneath that down close candle here, to me that's indicating NASDAQ's weak. This fair value gap when we close in about 5 seconds would give me a lot of insight, because if we leave that open, if we stay in the lower half of it, to me that's heavy. But if we were to just trade right back up into it and completely overlap it, then I'm just seeing this as a run on sell stops. But if we could treat this as a breakaway gap and respect the lower half of it, then I think we can see some sell side. But getting some insight from here. And then you have your potential inversion fair value gap. Use that support here. and then you would extend that forward. S&P, Dow's been dropping all morning. And then dollar index rotating lower just a little bit. Let's look at gold real quick. Gold is kind of just hanging around and still looks bullish. Or maybe we won't wait till 9:30. ICT is looking for all-time highs. I'm looking for all-time highs. I think it's reasonable. I think we could see it today. There's not much in the way of really reaching for that. And it's less, I think we said it's less than 200 handles away. We're probably a little farther now. This is an old new week opening gap from, or this is our, no, sorry, this is our current new day opening gap. We just traded beneath the midnight open, cleared out a nice little triple bottom. Engaging all of that. We left equal highs up here. So now that's a little too smooth in my opinion. We haven't even got the opening bell yet. That's in about 45 seconds. Let's clear this off for a second. We're about to see that opening range. And then when we get that first presented fair value gap, we're going to use that as insight. Do we get above it? Do we treat it as inversion? Does it act as a breakaway gap? The first presented fair value gap tells you a lot. Current new day opening gap here. 15, we're on a 15 hourly chart. All right, so now we're in 9:30 after taking out sell side. We also have this low here. And I want to see what we do in the first 30 minutes because in the opening range, we'll often see a Judas swing. So if we work lower from 9:30 to 10 o'clock, then I'm interested in us seeing potentially higher, make a run for the buy side again and possibly start working for those all-time highs. Because I know stuff like this, and if we open at 9:30 and then trade lower, a lot of people are going to be enticed to trade that, try to chase it going lower. And if we start getting some structure to the upside, that's more of the move that I'm interested in. So here's our current new day opening gap, and then we just tagged the low down here. So your opening range is from 9:30. Well, we'll just leave this off. We know what time it is. Let's see, tomorrow we have FOMC, but it's meeting minutes, so usually the meeting minutes news driver is not anything. It's not like your regular FOMC funds rate or anything. Thursday, unemployment claims. Thursday and Friday, I think that should be nice. Let's get some targets for NQ. Should it want to go lower? Obviously, we have sell side underneath this low. And real quick, S&P. I'm going to put on S&P's new day opening gap. I want to use that as reference. Dow's been a nasty consolidation on its daily. Yeah, if I'm being honest, I'm seeing this as a potential Judas swing. We could make a run for the sell side. I'm watching our new day opening gap. And the first 30 minutes, I like the idea of everybody chasing it going lower, basically. That's something we covered in the webinar a while ago. Why is your opening range? That's the midnight opening range that you're talking about. I'm talking about the morning session opening range. So all this move here, all of this, I'm not really concerned with. I still like the equal highs. And again, my bias, we shared this in the weekly forecast, but I'm expecting all-time highs this week, so that's my higher time frame narrative. I'm expecting order flow to be bullish this week. That's my focus. So whenever we get an aggressive drop down like this, even though this didn't occur during 9:30, 10 o'clock, it happened before, I know that people are going to see that and get excited, and they're going to want to short down here. They're going to want to take shorts and chase it, try to get something, down here. They're going to try to short these inefficiencies. Not saying that I still can go lower, but I'm not really subscribing to that just yet. I'm kind of being real stern with the fact that we left equal highs up here, which in my opinion are just a little too clean. As far as our first presented fair value gap, we do not have it yet. Not on a 1 minute chart at least. It could be this fair value gap if this candle closes, leaving an inefficiency, which it did not. That's funny. Rachel just texted me saying she watched a little bit of the stream in the beginning, and she said Jared is in timeout. That's hilarious. I don't think he came back. It's been more than 5 minutes. That's tough. I like higher prices today. Profit points by Manalu. I like higher prices. I'm bullish on the daily chart, longer term, bullish on the weekly. February tends to be a bullish month as far as its seasonal tendency. I like this aggressive, fast drop down. Like I said, I'm treating that as kind of a Judas swing. We've engaged sell side here. I am watching to see if NASDAQ possibly wants these lows, but preferably, I'd rather see that stay in place for now because my main focus is this up here. And we could take off we talked about all that and whatnot. What Jared do? Jared was being weird. I think he missed it. Let's go to our regular trading hours. Get this up out the way. So we're trading inside of our current opening range gap. And we're beneath both opening prices that I mainly like to look at. Got about 20 minutes or so left in this opening range. Protocol post-bank holiday for me is low risk. If we're ever coming off a bank holiday, I'm expecting the markets to be a little decoupled, possibly high resistance, and then I like to trade the day after a post-bank holiday. New day opening gap as support. I prefer to see it be used as support. My focus for this morning, I'll let you know when it changes, but as of right now, my focus for this morning is still the buy side. Even though we've gotten this aggressive drop down and whatnot, I'm looking for up here. But I'm allowing the next 20 minutes to do whatever it wants to do, because once that opening range is over and 10 o'clock gets here, then I'll be looking for the real price run, which preferably, again, I like to be higher because I am expecting all-time highs. If we don't get it today, that's fine, but I would like to see us at least start gravitating towards that. Is the Discord good for beginners, newbies? I think it's beginner friendly. It's not anything like, I mean, other people who are in it could probably tell you, but I mean, I think it's beginner friendly. It's not anything like the webinars and all that is pretty, I feel like, just, yes. I think you spend some time in there, you'll start to catch on how we do things. And if you're a newbie, I think you'll find value in it. And then the homework assignments and all that, you'll be prompted to go into your own charts. And I check the homework every week. And I'll give you a little bit of feedback on that. But I think you'll be fine. So NASDAQ hanging around its new day opening gap. S&P, this is its current new day opening gap as well. The Dow getting a little retracement. Dollar index kind of just hanging around. Let's look at gold. Gold retracing. Curious why you decided to do a lifetime deal. It was really supposed to be a Valentine's Day thing. It was supposed to be a Valentine's Day, love is in the air type of thing. And I actually got the dates wrong. It was supposed to end this Saturday. I kept saying February 18th was the day it's going to end, but I thought February 18th was this past Saturday, and I don't know how I made that mistake. Like, even on the calendar, it said it was going to end Saturday, but I told everybody the 18th, so it's supposed to end on the 18th, and I was like, you know what, we'll just go to the end of the week. But it was a Valentine's Day thing. It's been about 10 minutes, we still don't have our first fair value gap. But once we do get that, if we get it on this time frame, then we're going to draw it forward, see if we use it as support, and the whole shebang. Can you explain seasonal tendencies? It's just like higher time frame order flow as far as bias. November through December, I believe, is bullish. Maybe a little bit of October is bullish. January tends to be a bearish month because we're retracing from the last quarter of the previous year's bullish run. January, you'll normally see that retracement and see lower prices. February is typically a bullish month. I forget about the spring months. August, September is usually a consolidating time window. Those markets statistically are a little bit more rangy, more difficult, more high resistance. I think I had a PDF or something with the seasonal tendencies, but I gotta find it, or like a little image of it. What do you do for fun outside of trading? Hanging out with my girl, playing Call of Duty, going out, trying some different restaurants, eating good food, working out, try to stay fit. As traders, we're constantly on our laptop and in our chairs and whatnot, so try to get some workouts in, learn more skill sets. Like I'm getting into real estate soon. I want to own a property or two by the end of the year. So working on that on the side. Still improving, still learning as far as social media, experimenting with some Instagram reels and YouTube shorts and all that, trying to learn that side of things. And yeah. Ready for March Madness this year for the basketball fans out there. Really just be chilling. Just a chill guy, you know. Is Rachel in real estate? No, she's not. She's not. Yeah, no, we don't do the ego and all the drama and stuff. Bama and Auburn. I think I was watching. Didn't they play each other? Bama and Auburn. I can't remember what game I was watching. Me and Rachel were at a restaurant, and they had a little bar, and they had the game on. I think it was Auburn. It was a good game, though. It was a crazy game. And somebody was coming back, but I can't forget who it was. They didn't do the comeback, but it was Bama and Auburn. Yeah. That game was crazy. Like, I'm trying to focus on Rachel in our conversation, but I'm, like, peeping behind her, looking at the TV, because the game was, like, second half, couple minutes left. The crowd was going crazy. I had to act like I wasn't looking at the game, but I was. Nah, it was a crazy game. So we have a small little fair value gap here, which is technically your first presented. If we form a fair value gap here, if I'm being honest, I'm going to use that as our first fair value gap because it's a little bit more meaningful, more pronounced. But by definition, here on the micro contract, that will be your first fair value gap after 9:30 or 9:43 candle. But I would rather opt to use this one if we form one. Final TP hit, let's go. Check on other markets. I don't have my external monitor linked up, so had to flip through on my laptop. It's fine. Got about 15 minutes left in the opening range. All the Discord information and all that is is pinned in the chat room. Pinned in the chat room, or it's in the link in the description. So this fair value gap here, that's more of what I'm looking at. Yes, by definition, this is your first presented fair value gap, but I like this one. It's just underneath it, and it's a little bit more pronounced. Excuse me. I usually beat myself when I sneeze or cough, but that one got away from me. Thank you, thank you. Looks like NASDAQ doesn't want the buy side as of yet. I'm going to sit tight for 13 minutes. Whoops. $9.44 candle. $9.44 candle. Yeah, that's what I'm using. No, your first presented fair value gap could be on a 2-minute chart. It'll be this one here. It could be on a 3-minute chart. It'll be that fair value gap. It's fractal on a 5-minute chart. We don't have one yet, but your first presented fair value gap is not just limited to a 1-minute chart. Even a seconds chart, you can have your first presented fair value gap on a 30-second, 45-second, that kind of thing. What helped you learning ICT? Just persistence. Just persistence, staying with it. I just posted a video over the weekend. It's my most recent video on my channel as far as what I call it. 4 mistakes that unprofitable traders make, and one of them was placing a deadline on your success. A lot of traders tell themselves, I have to be profitable within the next year. I have to be profitable within the next 6 months. I have to get funded, this month. And you're putting deadlines on your success. If I'm not a full-time trader within the next year, then so a lot of people ask me, how long did it take you? How long did it take you? I don't really like telling them because they're going to compare their journey to mine, and you're placing deadlines on your success. So if I tell you it took me a year to get profitable, you're going to say, okay, within the next year, I need to be profitable because Tremaine did it. And that right there, you just put a deadline on your success. And then what's going to happen is a year is going to come around. You may not be profitable. And you're going to say, well, I'm a failure because I didn't meet my goal. No, not quite. You put that deadline on yourself. You said you had to make this much money by this time period. You said you had to be funded in this amount of time. You said you wanted to be a full-time trader by this time. There's nothing wrong with having goals, but by placing deadlines on them, you're placing unnecessary weight on your shoulders. And I talked about that in the last video I just posted. It's good stuff. All right, so we have some discount PD arrays, fair value gap, sell side. I'm really interested in what we do after the opening range. So I'm kind of just sitting tight, not really worried about price until 10 o'clock. And we'll see what we get from there. But let's go ahead and put that on our chart. But so many people say, again, nothing wrong with goals and whatnot, but you put so much pressure on yourself. Just say, I want this amount of money in this amount of time. I want my progress to look like this by this date. Because life happens, you may need more development time than what you really think you need. Let's do this. And you're just placing pressure on yourself. A whole while you're in the normal stage of a developing trader, but you're in a rush. So when you don't get funded in 2 weeks, you think you did something wrong, when in reality you just need more time. Tape reading today because it's the day after a bank holiday. Normally yesterday would have been a tape reading stream, a public stream on YouTube, but it was a holiday, so we're doing our public YouTube stream here today. Have about 9 minutes till 10 o'clock. I'm gonna step away for a quick second, head to the kitchen real quick because my stomach is growling. But I'll be back before 10 o'clock once the opening range is over, and we'll walk through the price action. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Let's see what we got. A little bit of displacement. Go delete this real quick. A little bit of displacement. I'm watching. All my focus is here. I saw somebody in the chat room say that's not our first presented fair value gap. By definition, it's not. But the thought process is, if we were to trade up, let's say we're above. Okay, we're trading up here and trade down. Yes, technically this is your first presented fair value gap. But my thought process is, if we were to just trade into that small gap, we're likely to trade down into this one. So, because this range is larger, and I've seen ICT do that in the 2025 mentorship or 2024 mentorship, where he has the first presented fair value gap and it was small, and the one just beneath it is a little larger. He just opted to use this one as your first fair value gap. And if you go to a 2-minute chart, like, this is your first fair value gap anyway. So I'm looking at this one, and what I want to see is if we can get above it and treat it as support. If we can do that, then I want to try to walk this thing higher, see if we want the midnight opening price. We have buy side above this high, old new week opening gap, and then obviously the relative equal highs. Here, recommend membership, no English speakers. I think there's captions. I think YouTube turns on captions for my pre-recorded videos, so if English isn't your first language, I think you should be fine. So all I'm looking at right now is, do we want to trade to the first fair value gap, get above it, and use it as support? That's what I'm waiting to see if we get. Just fell short of the 15-minute sell side and that imbalance here. I actually kind of like that. Again, my focus for now is here. We swept relative equal lows, and we talked about the Judas swing. This is when the little indicator comes in handy. So this is your opening range. Okay, between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, we've worked down. And again, my thought process is, a lot of people are going to be enticed to chase that going lower. They're going to want to short down here. They're going to short down here. They're going to want to short here because they're chasing it. Not saying we can't go lower, but what I prefer to see is movement lower during the opening range. And then when 10 o'clock gets here, we start gravitating higher between 10 o'clock and 11:30 when we head to lunch. So that's just my best case scenario panning out. That's what I would prefer to see. So I'm using this as insight. Should we trade to it? I can take that off. Whoops, not that. Oh my goodness, hold on. This is the indicator. You can screenshot that. Let's take a quick look around the board. S&P is just hanging around its new day opening gap. Dow still working lower. Dollar not really doing anything that I care about. Trump speaks every business day. Trump always speaking, but it really doesn't have that much impact. Like, there's no really specific time that he'll speak. Forex Factory would just say tentative, but it really doesn't do much. We trade it down to this fair value gap. Man, I'm really just waiting to see if we want to use this as support. And then it goes without saying, if we don't trade to it at all and just work lower, then we're still bearish, still heavy. But I'm watching that. Alright, it's 10 o'clock. Now, we're in that 950 to 1010 macro. I want to see what we do here in the next 20 minutes or so. So far, NASDAQ did not trade up to that my first fair value gap, breaking lower. And then we have sell side at 22,150. And then a small little teaching point. Again, when do you jump time frames? So there's no clear fair value gap in this price leg other than this one, but using the price continuum, you go from a 4 minute, go from a 5 minute, no fair value gap, 4 minute, and then there you have it. So if you're only looking at a 1 minute chart, let's say you wanted to go short and you're waiting for a fair value gap here on the 1 minute, you have to do a top down from 5 minute, 4 minute. If there's no fair value gap here, you go to a 3 minute, and then you go to a 2 minute, and then so forth. And this is your first presented fair value gap on a 2 minute chart. What music do you listen to? I like old school music. R&B, old school R&B, 90s, 80s R&B, some jazz. I like relaxing music, like good for the soul music. Hip hop and all that if I'm working out or whatnot. Just tag sell side, trading into that 15-minute fair value gap. That sell side here, and then that imbalance. This fair value gap is kind of your last imbalance on this time frame until we get all the way down here. All of this back and forth is a balanced price range. We've already taken out equal lows, taken out lows here, and this is your easy to spot obvious inefficiency that's resting in a discount from this low all the way to this high. You get equilibrium, and this fair value gap is in a discount, so I'm watching to see if there's any support here. Yeah, 2 minute gives nice entries for sure. No, I'm not really looking for previous days low, not right now. Highlighting this fair value gap in gray because I want to see if we get above it. What's up, Tim? Moving the studio, that's tough. Asia session. I can't remember the last time I traded Asia. I don't think I touched Asia in a while, unless it was like on paper. But I'm usually doing other stuff around that time of day, so I haven't really touched Asia. It's been a minute. That sell side is Friday's PM. It's just this minor low on a 15-minute chart. So yes, Friday's PM session. So let's say I was trading my live account today. This would be a day where I would only be interested in longs. I don't like shorting this low. We've already tagged a lot of discounts if I didn't get anything short here. And again, I rarely trade before 10 o'clock anyway, so I would just be observing this as potential Judas swing. But if I was trading my live account looking to press buttons, I would only be interested in longs. Now, if NASDAQ wants to work 500 handles lower, that's fine. I wouldn't be interested in that. We're far beneath the midnight and 8:30 open. Okay, we're in a really discounted market. We've already traded to our current new day opening gap. We've already taken out equal lows. We traded into a 15-minute fair value gap. We tagged another liquidity pool here. So this is a day where I'm saying, okay, if I don't get a setup to go long, then I'm chilling. All right, so we got a closure above this fair value gap. I highlighted it in gray because it was kind of suspect in my opinion. We're really in a deep discount, but all I'm watching to see if we can use it as support. Once I start seeing any signs of bullish order flow as far as inversion fair value gaps, down close candle supporting price, bullish fair value gap supporting price, if I start seeing stuff like that, then I want to start walking this thing going higher. But until then, I would be sidelined. From Texas, Houston, Texas. H-Town. On regular trading hours, we have another short-term low that we didn't necessarily tag yet here. Right, come on, there you go, right there. But we did take out this low. We do have a small little buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, but my focus right now is the inversion fair value gap. Well, fair value gap that I would like to see be treated as inversion. Now, if we just trade all the way through it, make a lower low, that's fine. I would just be sidelined, waiting for something else. Sitting tight. Yeah, only interested in higher prices today. And then, like I said, if we don't get that, then I would be sidelined. But I'll have days like this where I'm really firm on my bias, especially if I have a clear drawn liquidity on the daily chart, which is obviously NASDAQ's all-time high. Today would just be one of those days where if I don't see exactly what I want, then I'll either opt for the PM session to look for my longs, or I'll just engage the next trading day. But as far as today, especially with tagging all these discount PD rays, and we've already moved a lot before 9:30, this is a day where I'm telling myself it's either longs or nothing for me. I may not get that till London closed at 10:50 to 11:10 macro. That's something we cover a lot in the Discord. We know that retracement and reversal occurs a lot as we head closer to 11 o'clock. But as far as taking anything short, I'm letting it go without me. I'm not worried about it. I think I'm joining the group, but I've been scammed so many times. You gotta be careful whose Discord and Telegram stuff you join. People be shady out here. But I don't do one-on-ones. I'm mentoring right now, but it's closed just because it's pretty time consuming. But I mentor 10 students every 8 weeks, and we're on like week 6, week 7 right now, the mentorship program. But I don't do one-on-ones anymore. But the Discord is not a scam. I'm pretty active in the Discord. I'm always chatting it up with people in there. And I'm sure we have a lot of Discord members watching the stream. They'll let you know that it's good stuff. There's no toxicity, no drama, none of that funny business going on. So again, my focus is the first presented fair value gap. If we were to take out this high, then I'm treating these two up close candles as a potential bullish breaker, because you would have your low, your high, your lower low. So my only sole focus right now is the first fair value gap, my first fair value gap, and then the potential breaker. Anything underneath this swing high, I'm not really interested in. But if we were to get above that, now I'm looking, do we use that as support? Do we have fair value gap staying open? Do we get above our current new day opening gap, use that as support, that kind of thing. But as long as we're trading beneath this high and beneath this fair value gap, I'm laid back chilling. But I'm still watching for signatures down here as far as, do we get down close candle supporting price? Do we form fair value gaps, and do they support price? Do they treat as, or do they act as breakaway gaps? Do we leave the lower half of them unfilled? So that's all stuff I'm watching until we possibly take out this high, if we want to do so. And let's take a quick glance. S&P, Dow still looking heavy. Dollar index rotating lower aggressively. So now we just formed a fair value gap here. Okay, best case scenario, I want to see that stay open. I'd rather not have that traded to. It's fine if we do, but if we're really bullish, a signature that I like to look for as far as measuring the strength of price is I want to see that thing stay open. That came off very wrong. I don't know why, anyway. I'm watching to see if we leave this open or at least the lower half. So we're going to borrow this inversion fair value gap here. I'm still going to keep it in gray because it's something I'm observing until we possibly want to trade up into this region. And then again, same rules apply. If we make a lower low or lower low here, then I'm sit back and I'm sidelined because I'm not interested in chasing anything going lower. Chill. Right when I said it, I was like, that, no diddy. Nah, that's crazy. Coconut, nah, no coconut water, just regular water. Regular ice water. So, just made her lower low. Sitting tight. Why don't I trade Forex? I used to trade Forex, but futures is way better than Forex, in my opinion. It's way better. Way less shenanigans. Forex brokers and whatnot, the spreads and MT4 and all that. It's, nah. Futures is way better. I like the time window. The time window for futures, I get to sleep in a little bit more. Yeah, futures is just better. Everybody gets the same price. There's no funny business behind the scenes going on with the spreads, and yeah. I used to trade Forex, but not anymore. I'll take futures over Forex any day. All right, I see a lot of people joining for the first time, so let me make this. Actually, some people might get confused. Oh well. I'm using this first presented fair value gap because it's larger. And 2 minute, this is cleaner anyway in here. So you know what? Waiting. Just 5-minute chart. I'm watching to see if NASDAQ possibly wants that other low. Because we did take out this low here, but we just fell short of this one. What are some of the homework assignments? It's good stuff. Yes. I think go to my Twitter. I have examples and stuff, I think. My Twitter, on my highlights page, you can see all the stuff in there. It's good stuff. I don't want to spend the whole stream talking about the Discord, but the people in the chat who are already in the Discord, they can tell you about the homework and whatnot. There's small assignments to help you look for certain things in price. Somebody in the chat said they caught a setup using what we discussed in the homework. But it's good stuff. I think I'll just find the link for you because I told you check my Twitter, but I'm not sure if I still have it up. Yeah, I think I took it down. Again, I'm not interested in chasing anything going lower. Look at ranging a little bit, but to the gentleman who asked, do this real quick, see if I can. Bear with me. Doing something real quick. So these are old homework assignments. It's kind of like that as far as homework assignment, whatever, find examples, 15-minute chart, boom, boom. I share my chart so you know what you should be looking for. Boom. Find 3 examples of setups, midnight opening price, whatever. I have resources that can help you if you get stuck. I submit my examples and whatnot. And then our beautiful members in here, they're doing a great job, and I'm going to check this later. But I do look at it, provide feedback and whatnot. It's good stuff. It's good stuff, but let's get off of that jazz. So price slowing down just a little bit. Everything with me still stays the same as far as lower prices, I'm sitting on my hands. Higher prices gets me excited. Not that kind of weight, but you know what I mean. No problem, Jason. Yeah, I'll be honest with y'all. I still like the buy side up here at 22,320. Even if we don't get that this morning, as far as like something for lunch or the PM session, maybe even the final hour macro, but I really do like the buy side up here. But if we don't get that this morning, then that's fine. That's something that I'll be observing throughout the day. It'll be a good resource for you, Jason. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Can you explain the first hour of trading? Not sure what you're referring to. Let's check on ES. Kind of just hanging around. Check on the Dow. Same thing, kind of just hanging around. Dollar index. Yeah, seen cleaner days. So far, the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock hour, this is your first 30 minutes of trading here. And so far, your post 10 a.m. price action has been pretty lethargic. Sweet lady, would you be my sweet lover of a lifetime? I think we just tagged that sell side on a 5-minute chart. Do a little switcheroo. So we just taking out those equal lows now. There. What do you think to the price action from open? I haven't taken a trade today, just not liking the look of it. There were nice short setups during the first 30 minutes, even before, like pre-market before 9:30. There was nice short setups. Let's take a look. Let's get out of this. What the heck? But all of this here, fast, aggressive run lower. As far as post 10 a.m., kind of slowing down a bit, but we just tagged that sell side relative equal lows using regular trading hours. Oh, S&P looks nasty. Dow. What's up, Jordan? Doing good. Doing great. I feel like there's something I wanted to talk about today. Like I was thinking about it over the weekend. I can't remember what it is. There's something I wanted to address, but it escapes me. Yeah, I take creatine. I just started taking creatine maybe like a couple weeks ago. I'm really just watching. As long as NASDAQ keeps working lower, then I'm chilling. Bullier combine, that's tough. You try to go long, Hunter? Because shorts are paying right now. Gonna jump up a time frame real quick in case NASDAQ wants to continue working lower. We have relative equal lows here, just so we can see where we're at on a 1 minute basis. To be honest, I don't even know much about creatine. I got the simple monohydrate, unflavored, because I just take protein. Like, if I feel like I didn't get enough protein throughout the day, or if I just didn't eat much that day, a little protein shake, whatever. And then I forgot who, somebody recommended it. They're like, you know, if you're working out, because I work out maybe 4 days a week with cardio in between, and they're like, you should try taking creatine or whatever. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I got some unflavored, put it in my water, stir it up. I was like, dang, this really, like, you can't even taste it. So I just take a swig of that before I work out. How tall am I? I'm 6 foot. 6 foot, but I feel like I'm getting taller is weird. I'm 23, so I'm sure I'm not growing any taller, but like, I feel like I got like half an inch or an inch taller, because I'd be standing next to Rachel, and I'd be like, bro, is you getting shorter or am I getting taller? Like, I just feel, I don't know. Bad money management, it's all good. Yeah, that's what I heard. The monohydrate, I heard, is the best, safest thing. It has none of the added nonsense to it. I just wanted to get the purest thing out there. So I'm 6 foot 185, 187, something around there. So working this fair value gap, again, we have sell side here. If I was bearish, I would want to see this one stay open. And then this is the fair value gap that I would be expecting to be used as resistance. At this point in time, I'm not interested in any short idea. I would only be comfortable shorting if I got in anywhere up here. In my opinion, for me, in my style of trading, taking anything short down here is just not something that I would want to do. So that's why it's either a setup for longs today, or you show up for the PM session or the lunch or the final hour macro or something of that sort. How do you trade NASDAQ? It's an all-time high. You just you take setups. If NASDAQ is trading at all-time highs, like let's say we've already taken out NASDAQ all-time highs and we have no price action looking left, you take buy setups until they fail. Words of ICT, you keep taking buy setups if they're there, and you don't try to predict the top. That's the most important thing. A lot of people, they want to try to predict the highs when we're trading at all-time highs intraday, and then they'll try to short, and the NASDAQ just makes a higher high and they're stopped out. So if we're in record highs, just take your longs. Use some standard deviations for targeting, or just target fixed risk to reward. When we're trading all-time highs, what I like to do is just target a 2-to-1. Since we have nothing to target higher, there's no sell or there's no buy side, there's no premium new week opening gap or anything of that sort. I just go for a quick 2-to-1 scout. I don't care if NASDAQ rallies 500 handles higher. I made my money and I'm done. Maybe leave a small micro on for a runner to capture any crazy movement higher, and then you're done. First time in your live stream, let's go. This is a pretty chill stream, to be honest. You gotta watch all the previous live streams, the free ones on my channel. They're a little bit more educational, more stuff going on in the chart, but this is kind of like not a boring stream, but this is one of those days where if I don't see what I like, or if I don't see what I'm looking for, then I'm really just chilling. So there's not much technical walking it through type of thing, but I mean, that's the reality of trading. Not every day is a action-packed type of thing, you know. But the session's still young. What's up, Vinny? Stream use ICT concepts. I got no patience. Yeah, I gotta be patient. I lost too much money gambling and revenge trading and can't do it. Yeah, today is a day where I'm only looking for higher prices. Do I feel any type of way if NASDAQ melts 1,000 handles today? Absolutely not. If I didn't get in the move early, pre-market, or during the opening range, if I wasn't able to participate in that short, then I'll just catch the next bus. But yeah, I've lost too much money trying to chase stuff and trying to force my will on the market. I used to take 5, 6, 7 trades a day. Now I'm 1 trade a day, maybe 2, rarely 3. If I take 3 trades a day, then I probably got stopped out at break even a couple of times or whatnot. But 1 trade a day most times is all I really need. 1 good trade a week, I'm done. Try to limit my screen time as much as possible. Step away. Yeah, take a break from the prop firms, man. I know a lot of people had to trade prop firms to build their own live account. So you got to do what you got to do now. But, man, the quicker you can get away from those prop firms, it's where it's at. The live account. I'll take $1,000 from a live real brokerage account than $2,000 from a prop firm and all the shenanigans and stress that goes with it. So, yeah, the profit split and then the rules. The prop firms are always making these new rules up, and then the trailing drawdown. There is no trailing drawdown in my live account. There's nobody at TradeStation support team who's gonna deactivate my account if I lose 2% or whatnot. I don't profit split with them other than commissions. Way more freedom. Yeah, get those payouts and then ditch them, bro. Even ICT said that, like, ICT is one of the best traders to ever do it, and he even told his son, like, when you get funded with Top Step, we're taking out 10 grand and we're leaving them. One of the best traders to ever do it literally told his son, we're not going to be with prop firms forever. 10K and we're gone. I don't care. They can close the account. They can do whatever. We're pulling out our 10,000 and we're putting it in a real brokerage account. That's how you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to be tied to these people. What's your balance now? My account balance. We're getting to 100K. I think it's at like 80 or something. Do you have proof of 1 year consistency? I'll pay you 500 right now. I don't need your money, Jared. Jared, you're back. Bro, I only put you in timeout for 5 minutes. You showed up 30 minutes late. What happened? You went to Tanya's stream and trolled her, or what? You stream hopping? We missed you, my man. Or you just went for seconds with your bowl of Cheerios. Missed you, bro. I put you in timeout for 5 minutes and you came back 30 minutes later. Come on, dude. Thought you ran away from me. Watching these fair value gaps, see if we get above it. But again, not trying to predict the bottom. If we just make a lower low, then I'm chilling. Oh yeah, prop firms are definitely a good resource, for sure. But I know traders who don't use prop firms, like Tori Trades. Like, she's an inspiration for me. Tori Trades is real open about like prop firms and how she doesn't perform well with prop firms and whatnot. But she just made almost $30,000 with a real live brokerage account, no prop firm. A lot of people in this day and age, I'm finna go on a rant. Let me drink some water. Hold on. I'm finna go crazy. But nah, listen. A lot of people place so much emphasis on prop firms and whatnot, and they think that's the holy grail. They think that's the end-all, be-all. If prop firms were to go away tomorrow, if they shut down all prop firms, CFTC kicks in and says, we shutting this thing down. What are you going to do? So that's why I love people like Tori Trades. She just made a vlog or a video and just made $27,000 in one trade from a real account. So it's like, no prop firm. That's my motivation. $20,000 from a real brokerage account to me is more impressive than $30,000 with a prop firm, because it takes blood, sweat, and tears to build your personal account. The psychology of trading a personal account is different. There is no failing your personal account paying for a reset. Like, that personal account is real money. I get people who message me on Discord. I just opened up my live account and the pressure is insane. It's a little different. You fail a Top Step combine or an Apex evaluation, it's no big deal. Chip in another $50, I'm right back in it. No. With a real account, you can't do that. You lose that money. Only way you get that back is if you add more money to it or you trade your way out of it. So it's just I don't care for prop firms, because I've seen other traders like Tory making $30,000 a trade with a live account. People like Doyle Exchange. He doesn't care for prop firms. He preaches live account. I don't think he's ever been with a prop firm, and he's making 10 grand a day, 6 grand a day, 5K a day. That I'm striving for that level. Nothing wrong with prop firms. You gotta do what you gotta do, but people think it's the only way. ICT, one of the best traders to ever do it, he didn't come up with a prop firm. How's that happen? We see him pulling down 100K a trade, 50K a trade, 25,000 in a trade. It's not a prop firm. So you got to get out of that limiting mindset thinking that you can only be successful if you do good in a prop firm evaluation and paying reset fees. But definitely, while they're around, take advantage of it. If that's your, if you don't really have another stream of income that you can chip into your personal account, do what you got to do. Handle your business. So we've taken out that sell side. All these fair value gaps here, and we're getting closer to London close, which is 1050 to 1110. We know that we normally see a retracement or reversal during that 11 o'clock macro. So I'm watching these fair value gaps, see if we can treat that as inversion. If we send us, or let me say this, if it sends us lower, then again, I'm sidelined. I'm not really worried about what price is doing. But if we can get above it, treat it as support, then I'm watching to see if we want more premium targets like the buy side here, possibly the midnight open and things of that sort. So highlighting this in gray for now. I prefer to see us get a nice closure above it, treat it as support, and then we'll just go from there. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I think the highest I made in my personal account is 6K. That I'm telling y'all, like, the wins from because in the personal accounts, withdraw the next day. There should be audio. Yeah, there's audio. Brown, Strat King, you got something going on, but everybody else can hear me. Bro, Tori, she could charge however much she want to charge. If she want to charge 5,000, charge 5,000. If she want to charge 10,000, charge her 10,000. I ain't mad. You know, she could do her thing. Same thing with Patrick. And Patrick, if man, do y'all thing. Just know what you're doing. Like, if you're gonna offer a service or you're gonna offer whatever and putting a price tag on it, just make sure you know what you're doing. Don't be out here scamming people. That's what doesn't make sense. Like, if you're charging for a Discord or a Signal service or whatnot, and you're not even active, or you just come on, that's just bad business. And then when you get those payouts from a prop firm, do not splurge all of that money. If you're with FTMO or Top Step or My Frozen Funds or Apex, whatever the case may be, you get a $2,000 payout, $3,000 payout, put that in a live account. Take a couple $100 for yourself. You deserved it. You earned it. But put that in a live account, because there's no telling how long prop firms are going to be around. We see a whole lot of rug pulls and prop firms deleting their Discord servers and getting sued and all this kind of funny business. They're not going to keep letting all this funny business go on for too much longer. So drain the prop firms while you can and don't splurge that money. Yeah, my frozen funds, the shenanigans they pulled a couple years ago. It's crazy, man. Too many people pocket watching. That's another issue in the trading industry, the pocket watching. Like the amount of pocket watching that goes on in the trading industry. I showed my on Twitter a while ago. I shared my TradeZella stats or whatever and how much I was making each day and each week and whatnot. And I posted on Instagram and Rachel saw it and she was like, "You share how much you make to everybody?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Babe, you gotta understand, like this industry, it's like all we do is work with numbers and money. It's really no big deal." And she was like, why are you showing people like how much you make? Like, you don't think that's a little, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, maybe. And I thought about it. I was like, she's kind of right, because it's nobody's business like how much I'm making. And I mean, that's just become the standard in this industry. Like, show me how much you made, show me like this and that. But any other industry, nobody's showing how much money they make, like the exact dollar amount. Nobody's doing that. Other entrepreneurs, other business owners and whatnot, they're not coming out here saying, "Hey, look how much I made this week. Look how much I made this month. Hey, a new day, look what I made." Like, nah. But trading, it's just like, it's a whole different game. So I'm finna stop showing all that stuff because people are entitled. It brings legitness. Nah, not really. You don't have to see stats and account statements and all that for legit. Can you do it live? Can you trade live, walk it through with consistency? That's legitness. But people are asking for account statements and all that. No. The only people who see my account statements is my accountant and me. That's it. It's nobody else's business. But yeah, that's on people that new money is live. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to tell you, the best way to go about trading is to just rack up your live account and just live your life. Like, just live your life. Because there's like a bunch of traders out there who we don't even know of, and they making a killing. They better than me, Tanya, anybody, social media, Zusi, Casper, whatever. There's traders out there without a YouTube channel, without a Twitter account, without an Instagram, no Discord, and they have a live account, and they're just going crazy. They traveling, living their life. They got their fiance or whatever, you know, no social media, and they just happy. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. People we never heard of, no socials and no nothing. And they're making 10K a day, 15, 20K, 30K a day, and we never know their names because they don't care for social media. It's toxic. That's something I talked about in my latest video as well, getting off of social media. If it wasn't for YouTube, if it wasn't for my business that I have surrounding trading, I would not be on social media. I would make my $1,000. I would make my $1,200, $1,500 a day, and nobody would ever know about it. They wouldn't even know I exist. But yeah, will you ever go ghost? It'll probably be like, I don't know, man, because I'll be honest with y'all, I'll be having thoughts because like I just be like, man, sometimes I have moments where I just want to go off the radar. Like, I want to travel. I want to like go out the country, just me, my lady, some family, whatever. And like, I don't want to post about it. I don't want people on Instagram knowing where I'm at. I don't want to make no vlog. I just want to make my 5K a day, shut the cameras off, and go live. So I do have like times where I just want to go ghost, delete my socials and whatnot. But I'm running a business here, so like half my business is trading, investing, and the other half is YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and all that mentorship stuff, all that business. But will I do that forever? I don't know. But none of that's going away in the nearby future because I'm enjoying streaming and whatnot. But like when I'm like ICT's age, I'm 40, 50 years old. Man, I might have a wife and kids by then. I just want to trade and live. That's how it should be for everybody. Like, get what you need. Learn from people who can help you become profitable. Whether it's me, learn from ICT. Find somebody who can teach you how to do this. And then once you feel like you have your own wings and you can fly on your own, man, delete your social medias. If you're whoever don't have my phone number, I guess you just won't ever hear from me again. That's how it should be. Close friends, family, that's all I need. Because Twitter is toxic. That's why some of my posts, I have my comments turned off on Twitter because I already know it's going to be toxic. If you decide to go, I'm not, y'all are funny. I'm not getting rid of the Discord or going off YouTube. I still got a mission. I'm still trying to hit 100K subscribers on YouTube. I need my YouTube play button. So best believe I'm not going nowhere. We still, we're only 13% there on the way to 100K. So if you're not subscribed, it'll mean a lot if you can hit that subscribe button. If you like what we're doing here, obviously we haven't talked much about, price action. It's kind of just been hanging around. But if you watch previous streams where markets are moving more after 10 o'clock, you'll learn something. But we're in London close. So let's see if we could frame something out here. So 1050 to 1110 is your London close macro. I always ask myself when we get to this time window, who's been making money so far this morning? Clearly, those who are short, right? Where's their stops? Stops above this high, trailed by stops, trailed by stops, trailed by stops, trailed by stops, trailed by stops. They're permitted to make money. Why did I label it like that? Okay, they're permitted to make money. Okay, you can expect continuation throughout the morning session. When can you reasonably expect a reversal or some measure of retracement taking out a short-term high? Even if NASDAQ wanted to go lower and reach for the sell side, that 1050 to 1110 macro, frequently, okay, not all the time, but pretty often it brings a retracement. If we still wanted to go lower, we'll knock out a short-term high. We'll knock out a short-term high and work lower. If we wanted to reverse, okay, when can you expect that reversal to happen? As we approach 11 o'clock. So what I'm looking at now, we're going to take this fair value gap off for a second. What I'm looking at now is all the trailed buy stops because we're in the time of day where that retracement is likely to occur. So we have trailed buy stops above this high. We have trailed buy stops above this high. And trailed buy stops above this high here. And anything higher than that, then we'll just walk it through, see if we want the midnight opening price and that whole shebang. But for now, for this London close macro, this is what I'm focusing on. So, inversion fair value gap, okay, I want to see us get above it, use that support. We close above it here. Next candle opens, trades down, uses it as support. Next candle here opens, trades down, uses it as support. This fair value gap, I prefer for that to stay open. Okay, if we do trade down into it, I say this all the time. I know for people who watch my streams on the regular, I probably sound like a broken record, but this is price action. If we do trade down to this fair value gap, I would want us to stay in the upper half of it. Ideally, you don't want to see that traded to at all. And then you also have a bullish breaker, low, high, lower low, last up close candle in between your two lows. And then these 4 down close candles is one bullish order block. So that opening price, that starts the down close candles, you draw that forward. And if we were to touch that along with the breaker, along with the fair value gap, you would want to see some sort of reaction there. So that's what I'm looking for. All right, let me scroll up in the chat room. But best case scenario, you want to see this fair value gap stay open because it is part of a balanced price range. Single pass down with this fair value gap, single pass up with this fair value gap. Yeah, back and forth delivery in between. This range here, in my opinion, is balanced. So prefer not to see that traded too. And then you have trailed buy stops. So we tie that minor liquidity pool. Now at this point in time, the way I see it, NASDAQ is free to go lower if it wants to continue going lower. That London close macro, a lot of times if we're trending in one direction, we'll take out a short-term high at around 11 o'clock, and then you'll see a rotation lower. But if we want to go higher still, buy side, because everybody who made money going short, they're trailing their stops above this high. 11 o'clock, you can expect us to run against that. All right, let me scroll up, see what we got going on. You don't see, that's what I'm saying, like doctors, lawyers, nurses, high income earners like that, they're not sharing how much they make every day. You don't see doctors going online, going on YouTube, showing how much money they made from their last paycheck. Like, they go in, clock in, do their job, they get paid, and they live their life. But trading, because we work with numbers and money, like that's all we do. Our whole industry is focused around dollar signs. We feel obligated to show everybody what we're making, whether you're trying to prove something or whether you're just, you know, little man syndrome. You want to show everybody that you mean something in the world because you made this much money. Nobody really cares, to be honest. Nobody cares that you made $1,000, $1,500. What you need to do is help other people do the same. That's what you can do. I see a lot of people on Twitter coming up with their, never mind, we ain't gonna go there. Sequential SMT. So trading down into the inversion fair value gap, that opening price of the bullish order block. Remember that opening price of these series of 4 down close candles. You want to see some sort of sensitivity in that. Come on. Bam. So now I'm watching, can we gravitate towards the buy stops above this high? Leaving majority of this fair value gap open, which is what we want. This entire candle here is a breaker. Really, these 2 up close candles, but most of the sensitivity is found in this last one here. Little man syndrome, that's what it is. It's actually another term. I just replaced the actual word with man, but it's little man syndrome. Like, they feel insignificant and they try to fill that void by flexing money, chains, watches, cars, jewelry, name, you know, designer. I don't care about that stuff. Like, I could be perfectly happy without showing people like what I have in my bank account, what I'm buying, what I'm not buying. Because at the end of the day, nobody really cares. Let's be honest. Nobody really cares what car you drive. Nobody really cares about how much money you got in your bank account. All people are trying to do is get to that point themselves. People want their own nice car. People want their own money in their trading account. People want their own profitability. Nobody cares that you just made $50,000 in a trade. They don't care. Nobody cares that you bought that nice house on the, you know what I mean? They may be like, oh, that's nice, that's cool, but they don't care. They're trying to get to that point themselves, or at least you should be trying to. So it's like, you know, Maybe that's just me. Maybe I don't care. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm here in my garage with my 3 new Lamborghinis. That's cool. That's nice, but you know what I mean? I'm watching this down close candle, see if it could be used as an accelerator, as a propulsion block. So we have your primary order block here, which is the 4 down close candles, and then you have this down close candle here, trading into that there. So an order block that trades into an order block is classified as a propulsion block. So I'm watching the opening price, and same thing we talked about here. I want to see if that can send us higher into the trailed buy stops above this high and possibly this high here. So I'm watching the opening price on this down close candle at 10.58. And I like how we left majority of this fair value gap open. That's nice. That's what we wanted to see. First time in your life, kind of chill. I'm just a chill guy, man. The trading industry has enough toxicity and enough just low frequency vibrational mess going on. We just trying to make money, man. That's all. That's what it's about. I said I was gonna stay on until 11, but I just want to see if NASDAQ. We've already taken out trailed stops, but I want to see if NASDAQ wants to work a little higher. So we'll stay on and continue to walk this through. You know, so many concepts, don't they mess with your head? You really, everybody in the live stream, y'all really got to watch the last video I just posted as far as the common mistakes that unprofitable traders make. Because the very first one that I listed was you're focused on too many things. Too many people like who are new to the Discord, or I get a lot of DMs on Instagram and whatnot, and they'll say, can you teach me this? Can you teach me that? ICT taught this one day. What did ICT mean when he said this? Oh, he just dropped a video. Can you explain what he meant? I'm like, bro, listen, slow down. You're like a jackrabbit, just like the Energizer Bunny. You just all over the place. I'm like, I had to grab you by the shoulders and just like, bro, chill. Like, can we just focus on the simple silver bullet model, a fair value gap setup targeting liquidity? Can we just focus on that first? And then later, once you find consistency with that and profitability with that, then if you want, you can make the decision to add all the other stuff, the midnight stuff, the opening range stuff, the fibs and this and that. Then if you want to add all those tools, then yeah. But too many new traders who are learning how to do this, they're trying to throw everything in their trading. Every single video ICT drops, they want to add it to their trading. The kitchen sink approach, they're throwing everything in the kitchen sink trying to make it work. And I be telling them, I'm like, bro, you gotta relax. I'm like, you focus on too many things. You have to narrow your focus down. Focus on one PD array. Why are you in here trying to trade order blocks, breakers, fair value gaps, inversion fair value gaps? Like, pick one. Pick up whatever PD array you like, fair value gap, breaker, order block, inversion fair value gap. Pick one. Find consistency with that first. Once you have a couple months where you're trading that, it's consistent, you feel confident with it, then if you want to, it's not even required, but if you want to add more, then you add more. But all you need is one easy fair value gap setup targeting liquidity, and you're done. Like, say for instance, right here, this could be your whole model, 1050 to 1110 fair value gap targeting liquidity. That right there, that could be all, and you could be done for the week. Boom, just like that. That's it. That's literally it. But you have to narrow your focus, man. I'm still watching this here. It's looking a little messy. Hold on. ICT made extra PD raise just to. I doubt he did that. I doubt he did that. Appreciate it, Tim. Yes, I still backtest. We backtest in the Discord. Every Sunday we backtest. Well, it alternates. So every Sunday we either have a webinar or we have a live backtesting session. And this past Sunday we had a backtesting session. So I backtest the whole week, look for potential setups. I look at things that I could have done wrong, look at things that I did well. I look for trade setups that I may have missed during the week. So we'll flip it every Sunday. It'll be a webinar this Sunday, backtesting. Next Sunday, webinar. Following Sunday, backtesting. So it flips. So yeah, I backtest off camera too, obviously, but I do a live backtesting session every other week in the Discord. It's good stuff, I'm trying to tell you. Lifetime access. End of the week I'm pulling that off the table, so. No, I don't use FX replay. I don't think it's needed because when I backtest, I'm not in there pressing buttons. I'm studying the chart. Like I don't, there's a time and place for FX replay and all that, but I like to just put on key levels on a chart, look at the entire morning session as a whole, and just talk myself through where's the setups, what do I see in the chart, why did price do this, why did price do that. When I'm backtesting, I just want to understand why did price move here? Why did it reverse here? Okay, it traded down here. How come it did not take out that low? What did I not see here, there? And then, okay, where's my setup? Where could I have taken a setup? Where would I might have taken a loss in this setup? What condition are we in? So when I'm backtesting, I'm not in there pressing buttons, making fake money and whatnot. I just want to understand the narrative. I don't copy trade, and please respectfully don't spam the chat, but I do not copy trade. I have 2 live accounts that I trade different sessions, different days. So let's get rid of some of this stuff. Let's clean this up a bit. And macro sell side. Delete that. Take this off for a second. Looks a little better that way. So this is what we're working with. Last week, I can't remember last week. I can't remember how last week went. Last week we had a good week on stream. It was kind of like a lot of break-even trades, but last week we had a winning trade to start the week, and then we had 3 break-even trades, and then we had a loss. So last week, 1 win, 1 loss, and like 3 break-even. So that was all on paper, but on my live account last week, I was 1 and done, and I met my weekly objective, but it was okay. It was okay. I don't think it was that bad. But again, it depends what pair you're trading, what time window you're trading, and whatnot. But compared to the previous weeks and the price action we've been seeing so far in January and February, I think last week was decent. I just want to see if NASDAQ wants to knock out those buy stops, and then depending on if it takes out these highs aggressively, if we really get a lot of speed through that, and it looks like we may want the buy side that I favored all morning. If it looks like we want that and it's energetic and it's fast, then we may just stay on. But if we tag these highs and then we kind of start retracing and working lower, then we'll call it a day. and we'll just end the stream with this London close macro idea. Reclaim fair value gap here. Little teaching point there. What is a reclaim fair value gap? Well, let's take this off for a second. Looking in this price leg, there's really no fair value gap, right, to trade down into. No bullish fair value gap at least. So keep looking left. This fair value gap here, ideally, you would want to see that be used as support, but we traded down beneath it and it did not offer support. But now that we have narrative behind us, London close macro, expect a retracement or reversal, trailed by stops here. Now you can expect this fair value gap to be used as its normal function, which is support here. So this is a reclaimed fair value gap. Failed to offer support here. Now we have narrative. We have London close macro. Candle closes above it. Next candle opens, trades down, support. Candle opens, trades down, support, and spikes us up into our, what is this? Current new day opening gap, I believe. Let me double check. Yes. So that takes us up into our current new day opening gap, and then obviously we're looking for the buy stops above this high. So that's your reclaimed fair value gap. And then you do the same thing with every PD array. You get midpoint of that, draw it through, hitting it beautifully there on this down close candle. The wicks trading down to the opening price here, rallies, and then you see the high of it being used as support. Just a little something. Oh man. What's up, Skip? Been good, man. Been good. Hopefully you've been good. Just been chilling, man. Posting content, trading. Same old. Nothing much. Regular NQ took out the buy side. Let me see. That's the only downside to trading micros or trading futures. The micro contract and all that does something different. Okay, so you're right. So that trade idea as far as the buy stops has been completed on the mini contract. I still want to see micro do the same thing, but the mini took out that high. The micro hasn't done so. But that's stuff you have to deal with if you're trading different contracts. It is what it is. I always base, like if I'm trading micros, I'm always basing my exits, entries, and all that based on the micro contract. It just saves me any confusion. So if I'm in a long trade and I saw that NASDAQ already took out the stops here, I would still just hold on the micro. If I get stopped out in profit, it's no big deal, but I'm trading what I see in the chart. How have your chart colors affected your psychology? I don't think my chart colors affect my psychology. Some people say like having red on your chart affects your psychology. I don't really think so. It's just colors. Like, no offense or anything, but I think people just use that as an excuse. Like, I'm losing trades more because my chart colors. No, you just need a little bit more studying. It doesn't matter if your charts are green, blue, purple, orange, yellow, red. Like, price action, still price action. We can still see the buy side and the London close macro and all that, no matter the colors we have on our chart. I reprice on micro contract because that's just what I trade. I trade micros. I might switch to the mini contract when my account gets to a certain size. I'll trade minis, but I like trading micros, like 10 micros, 15 micros, whatnot. You're paying more commissions, but you could take more partials. Like instead of just having 2 minis on, I can have 15, 20 micros on and take more partials, hold for longer moves. So I'll pay a little bit more in those commissions. So I like tape reading the market that I'm actually trading. Reclaim, fair value gap. Wicks trading down to this down close candle, but the body's staying at the high end of it. And again, just fell short of the buy side that NASDAQ has already. Here, you know what? I'll do you one better. Here, check this out. Want to see some magic? Bam. Buy side taken, just like that. That's how you force your will on the market. That's how you do it for the journal. That's how you do it. So yeah, I think we're gonna call it a wrap if NASDAQ takes out that buy side for real. I think we might end it, but I just want to stay on for a few more minutes. Yeah, taking partials is so good for your psychology. It's so good. That's something people don't talk about. Like they'll say, "Oh, you're trading micros. You're trading little micro contracts." It's like, yeah, but I'm taking partials. Like I'm putting something in my pocket. You have a free trial, general access. There's access to the Discord. That's a free access. Like you could be in there. Just click the link and pinned in the chat room, or click the link in the description of this live stream. There's free access in there. You can still chat it up with me. It's free to join. You don't get the live streams or the webinars or the homework or nothing like that. It's real limited, but you get the chat room and some other channels and whatnot. That's pretty cool. So there's free access to the Discord. Just click the link and swipe to the general access option. It's free. It's just if you want to just be part of the community without the live trading streams and whatnot, it's there for you. I'm gonna take this off before people actually think that it took out that high. No, I definitely trade with bias. I do a lot of my analysis on the daily chart. In fact, that's the reason why I was looking for higher prices today, because I'm expecting all-time highs in the daily chart. And it's not letting you join. I'm not sure. Not sure. Your job is so cool. Yeah. Being full-time is nice, I'll be honest with you. It's nice. Definitely worth the years of study and loan accounts and all that. It's very nice. So, micro contract failed to take out the buy side. Mini contract did. No biggie. Take this off. Take this off. That's just something you have to put up with, but it's okay. Propulsion block is just an order block trading down to another order block. Just traded into a 15-minute fair value gap. Right there. We open, trade down, tapping that. See if that offers any support to take us into the trailed buy stops we have listed on the 1-minute chart. So it doesn't look like we're trading into anything here on a 1-minute basis, but that's why you have to look through your time frames. If we work lower aggressively And if NASDAQ looks like it doesn't want the buy side, then we'll call it a day. It's been a long stream. I started at 8:45, a little under 2 hours, 3 hours. It's been about, what is that, 2 hours, 40 minutes or so. Drop more vlogs. Vlogs take a lot of work, man. I don't think people realize, like, and then I'm not like the most social person, so like in order to film vlogs, you have to have your camera out around other people. Like we be going into restaurants and stuff, and like if you want good vlog footage, you have to like you have to pull your camera out and like film, and it's just awkward and whatnot. So it's like, and then the editing and whatnot, it's just, vlogging takes time, man, and you have to have the personality for it. Every now and then, yeah, but you know, I'm trying to join your free general access. It boosts me to your 50 a month. I don't know why it's doing that. There's a lot of people who join general, like, let me see. Yeah, there's people joining general access. I'm getting the notification, so I'm not sure. But I think we're gonna call it a day here. Nah, let's stay on, because I do want to watch this breaker that we highlighted. If we violate the breaker, which is these two up close candles, most of the sensitivity again is this last one here, then we'll call it a day. But this is the PD array we're looking at originally, and if we get through that, then we'll log off. It's been a long morning, a fun morning, but a long one. This fair value gap here, because I'm still looking for buy side, micro has left equal highs. I want to see if we can get above that, use it as an inversion level. So I'm not necessarily looking at this to be used as support. Or no, I said that wrong. I'm not looking at this to be used as resistance. I prefer to see us get a closure above it. Next candle open, trade down, use as support, and then we make an attempt for the equal highs. But we have a lot of factors here. The inversion fair value gap, your breaker, the order block, that opening price, draw that through. So this here is your opening price of these series of 4 down close candles, and then you have your normal buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency here. So we're trading into a whole lot. And if we lose that, if we trade lower beneath all those PD arrays, then we'll call it a day. But for now, I want to see if we can get above this CB, use it as support, and then make a run for the equal highs. That's what I'm looking for. Man. So let's go ahead and highlight this fair value gap in gray. No, not that. If it just wants to run higher without ever trading to the high of it, even better, but I want to see it be used as support here, preferably. General access, click on general scroll. I may have to check the website. Maybe I put something together wrong, but I'll look into that after the stream. So right there, it's a small little detail, but we get a closure above the CB. Next candle opens right at the high, trades down to midpoint of the wick. I want to see if we can leave that. I'd rather not see price trade down to the midpoint of this level here. Been trading ICT since about January 2023. That's when I really took it serious. Nice feedback. Very nice. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. So, your breaker, your order block. For those who like the idea of trading unicorn setups, you have your market structure shift above this high with the fair value gap, with a short-term low taken. You have your breaker coming back into it. There you go. And we're in the time window where you can expect a retracement or reversal. 1050 to 1110, that macro. So same thing here. I would want this to be treated as an inversion level. I'm not looking at any bearish fair value gap to take us lower because my focus is the buy side. So anything on the sell side of this curve, I want to see be used as support. So this here, used as support. This here, we want to see that be used as support. And almost like it's random, we close above it, next candle opens, trades down, bang. And now you want to watch, can we accelerate towards the equal highs? NASDAQ mini contract already taking that out, but I want to see if micro can do the same. How would you have traded this? There's a lot of ways. Let's see. Entry could be when we're trading down into this here, the breaker, the order block, the fair value gap, inversion fair value gap. You can get in there as a long. Your entry can be at the high of this inversion fair value gap. As soon as you get that small closure above it, next candle opens, trades down, you could buy it there. This down close candle, when we cross that opening price, that could be a long attempt. We close above it, next candle opens, trades down, bang, hits the open, that could be a long. Same thing here. I probably wouldn't consider this trade because we've tapped the low of the current new day opening gap. I would prefer getting in here or here or here. We're too close to the buy stops for me to want to chase it going higher, but inversion fair value gap, okay, we close above it, open, trade down, boom. But I wouldn't opt for that one because we've already, for one, the mini contract has already taken out this high, but two, we've traded into the low of our current new day opening gap, so you can expect a reaction off of that. But entry here, entry here, entry here. Those are all ways to get in. It's a breaker. You're looking at the mitigation block like this. I'm looking at this specific low right there. Low, high, lower low. You're looking at this low. I'm not looking at that. Let me look at the NASDAQ, the mini, see if it looks the same. Whoops, not that. So yeah, we didn't get that. hasn't been the best this morning. I just want to wait to see if we tag the buy side, then we'll get off. I'm staying way longer than I wanted to, but I want to see if this idea pans out. Hitting the low of this pretty nicely. I mean, this right here, in my opinion, is really smooth. Even though the mini contract already taken out that high, at least for the micros, we have like a quadruple top. High, high here, high here, high here. So that's really, really smooth, too clean. If we get beneath the inversion fair value gap, then we'll call it a day. But as long as we're finding support in this region, still looking for the buy side. Oh, man. So we talked about why I wouldn't want to use this inversion fair value gap as an entry. We've already tagged a premium array, which is our current new day opening gap. I said you can expect a reaction off of that, so I would opt not to trade that, but entries here, here, or here is more ideal. This is too close to the buy stops below the new day opening gap. Trying to buy that, in my opinion, is it's a little suspect. ICT didn't take a trade because the London high, yeah. I wouldn't be interested in trading today either. The only thing I really care about is after 10 o'clock. But, I mean, that's why we're on here publicly on YouTube. Today was already a no trade day for me coming off a bank holiday. There were nice setups prior to 10 a.m. during the opening range, even before 9:30 there was nice setups, but I'm chilling. I'm sure ICT will post something on YouTube, him making like $100,000 in a trade or something crazy. We know how he roll. ICT glazed. That word is so overused. Your age is showing, Mickey. People be like, glaze. You glazing, bro. Giving a compliment is not glazing. You gotta grow up. I mean, I'm young, but like, I'm 23, but mentally I feel like I'm 45. I don't know if that's a good thing. Like, I see people on social media, like, I watch a lot of sports and whatnot, and people will be like supporting their favorite player or whatever. People in the comments, oh, dude, you're glazing. bro, you're glazing. It's like, you're just supporting. It's childish. Because it's like, that doesn't even make sense. If we're stalling too long, then we'll just wrap it up. But we'll just wait and see. Nah, I don't golf. I suck at golf. Well, I haven't really practiced. I know if I like practice golf, if I take time out of my day to work on it, I'm sure I could be pretty good, but it's not something I practice. Like, I went to Top Golf, suck at it. Mini golf, that's a different story. Undefeated, but actual golf, I just need somebody like teach me the form, or I actually need to, like, if I really want to be good at it, I have to work on it, but it's not really a sport that I'm really interested in. It's so crazy how golf works, because it's just like, you would think hitting a small little ball with a little stick, the golf club, you would think it would be easy. Like, it's just like, you put the ball on the floor, you get the stick, and you hit it. Like, the logic of it, the concept of golf seems so easy. Like, you just hit the ball. But it's crazy how that little golf ball will humble you. It is crazy. Have you swinging at nothing. Have you looking crazy. It's pretty interesting. But I'm sure it's all just technique, form, a couple of tweaks here and there to your stance. Oh, man. Until the lunch macro. We're already in the lunch macro. Lunch macro starts at 11:30. We're working that order block, that opening price. My mentor in trading is so childish. Who's your mentor? And call him out. Or not. It's up to you. There's a lot of, I mean, nothing wrong with being like childish in a good way, but as far as like I'm like off camera, I'm a pretty like I'm a goofball, but only when it's appropriate. When it comes to business and all that, you gotta lock in. But I'll be clowning. His Discord, treating people like trash. Okay, see, that's what you can't do. That's what you can't do. You can't be treating people with disrespect. Yeah, that's not it. He's in your Discord? Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I want to know. Nah. As long as he ain't causing problems in my Discord, then it's cool. Because I keep it drama free in there. Anybody looking to start drama or attack other traders will get kicked out instantly without hesitation. We do not play that over here. We're just trying to get better and make money. Why do you sound out of breath? I'm tired. Like whenever I just take like deep sighs, whatever, I'm really ready to get up. I had this standing desk, but I really don't use it. Like the electric, it has the buttons, whatever. I really use it, to be honest. It was kind of, not a waste, but I thought I would use the standing feature more often, but I don't. But I'm getting tired, and I got to pee real bad. I drank this whole thing of water, and I'm hungry. I went to bed at like 3 in the morning. Think I went to sleep at 3, woke up at 7. That's not too bad. He doesn't teach me more about price action. I get no feedback. That's tough. All right, it's time to get Richard up out of here. Go get some Cheerios, my guy. That's not what we do. No, sir. Time out. Go face the corner. Anyway, I think we're gonna log off. It's ranging a little bit, and I want to get something to eat. I gotta film some mentorship content, but hopefully you found this one insightful. Not too much going on as far as after 10 a.m., but it's the day after bank holiday. I really didn't expect anything less, so I think that's it. Join the Discord if not in there already. Again, you can see in the bottom left of your screen, lifetime access to the Discord. That sale is going on till the end of the week. One-time payment, no subscription, no rebilling or anything like that. One payment and you're in the Discord forever. Okay, you'll get access to live trading streams Monday through Friday, webinars, homework assignments, live back testing sessions, market reviews, all that good jazz. Link is in the description to join. Also pinned in the top of the chat room. Hope to see you inside. We have just under 3,000 people in there, so it's growing. People are finding value, and I'm glad that I'm in a position to help you guys out. So not too much going on in the stream, but it was fun getting on here every now and then, chatting up with the YouTube community. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're on the journey to 100K subs. Can't wait till we get that. Shouldn't be much longer. Just take it one day at a time. But be safe. If you're still trading, don't gamble. Okay, it's the day after a bank holiday. We have high impact news later in the week, so don't try to do too much today. But for me, I am done logging off. Discord members, I'll see you all on the stream tomorrow morning. We're pressing buttons at 9:30. Love y'all. Peace.